Beowulf, fitt 24 in modern English. Beowulf, son of Ecgtheow, spoke. Behold, we have brought thee with gladness, O son of Healfdene, ruler of the Scyldings, these sea spoils which thou lookest on here in token of success. I narrowly escaped with my life in fight under the water. I dared the work with difficulty, almost had my struggling ceased, if God had not protected me. I could do nothing in the fray with Hrunting, trusty though that weapon be. Howbeit the ruler of men granted me that I might see hanging in beauty on the wall a huge old sword. Often and often has he guided those who are deprived of friends, so that I drew that weapon. Then, as occasion favoured me, I smote in fight the guardians of the dwelling. Then the war-blade, the chased sword, was burned up as the blood burst forth, hottest of battle-gore. The hilt I bore away thence from the foes. I avenged the outrages, the slaughter of the Danes, as it was meet. I promise thee then that thou mayst sleep in Heorot free from care amid thy band of nobles, and each of the retainers among thy people, the older warriors and the younger, so that thou, lord of the Scyldings, needest not fear for them, the nobles, murderous attacks from that quarter, as thou didst aforetime. Then was the golden hilt, the ancient work of giants, given into the hand of the old warrior, the hoary battle-chief. It came into the Danish lord's possession after the downfall of the demons, a work of cunning craftsmen. For when the hostile-hearted being, God's adversary, guilty of great crime, his mother too, quitted this world, it passed into the power of the best earthly king between the seas, of those who dealt out money gifts in the Northland. Hrothgar discourse. He scrutinized the hilt, the ancient heirloom, upon which was inscribed the rise of the primeval strife when the flood, the rushing deep, destroyed the brood of giants. They suffered terribly. That was a race alien from the eternal Lord, and for that the sovereign ruler gave them a final retribution by the surging water. Also it was correctly marked in runic letters on the sword guards of pure gold, noted down and said, for whom that sword, choicest of weapons, with twisted hilt and snake adornment, had been made at first. Then the wise son of Healfdene spoke. Silent was everyone. Lo, this may he affirm who furthers truth and right among the people, the aged guardian of the land who remembers all, far back, that this noble was most well born. Beowulf, my friend, thy fame is raised on high over each nation far and wide. Thou dost carry all this might of thine with calmness and discreetness of spirit. I will fulfill my compact with thee, according as we two arranged before in talk. Thou shalt become the perpetual stay of thy people, a help of fighters. Not thus was Heremod to Edgewaller's progeny, the glorious Scyldings. He did not flourish for the joy, but for the slaughter and the violent death of Danish folk. He killed his boon companions in his rage, his bosom friends, till he, notorious prince, turned him from human joys alone. Although the mighty God exalted him above all men with the joys of power and strength, and helped him on, still there grew up within his heart a savage spirit. Never gave he presents to the Danes, that he might obtain glory. Joyless he lived, so that he suffered misery for his violence, the lasting pain. Do thou instruct thyself by that. Know thou what manly virtue is. I, wise from my many winters, have told this tale on thy account. It is a wondrous thing to say how mighty God deals out to mankind wisdom, lands, and rank by his vast spirit. He has control of all. Sometimes he allows the spirit of a man of famous stock to wander in delight, gives him in his native land enjoyment of this world, a fenced fortress of men to hold, makes regions of the world a spacious empire subject to him in such wise that in his folly he himself thinks it will never end. He lives in plenty. Nothing, sickness nor old age, stands in his way. No trouble caused by malice clouds his thoughts, nor does strife bring about deadly warfare anywhere, but all the world moves to his will. He knows no worse estate.